Today we are building our own Toast notification system. You can have 4 types of notifications. As you can see, they appear from right to left. They are auto dismissible after some time, or you can dismiss them on this X button. Although packages like reactjs are great, they can be boring sometimes, so you can create your own Toast notification system that you can customize to your need. I'll show you how to do it. It's super easy and simple. Let's get started. Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. Now before we start, I want to thank you all for all your support recently. This channel started growing. I want to thank you for all the likes, subscribes, commenting to the videos. One big heart to all of you. Now let's get started building our Toast notifications. As you can see, I have my skeleton finished on the right. This is our live website, but nothing is working just yet. In my app.jsx, I'm importing my home component, which is just this skeleton. Okay, this home.jsx is inside my components folder, and in this folder I have another folder called Toast. This is the folder where we will be putting all the Toast notification related files. For now, I have Toast.jsx, which is empty, also ToastProvider, which is empty, and I have Toast.Module.css. We will use that for styling, but we will mention that a little bit later. Okay, now let's start building our Toast notifications. First, let's start in this ToastProvider.jsx. As you probably guessing, we are gonna use contextapi to define and use our Toast notifications. Now, for the project as simple as this, it is too much. It's not needed, but I will do that in order for you to use this notification in your own projects, and also I intend to use it in my own bigger projects. So that's why I'm using contextapi. I want my notifications to be available globally, so you can use it in every other component. Alrighty, let's start building our Toast notification, and first thing first, let's create a context. For that, we will import create context from React, of course, and we will define our context here. So above our ToastProvider function, we will also be exporting our constant called, let's say, Toast context, which will be, of course, our context created with create context. And now inside our ToastProvider function, we will be returning Toast context.provider. Of course, this should be tag. Okay, and I will accept a children prop here inside my function, and here I will be returning our children, and I will be returning something else apart from the children, and also this should have a value prop, but we will define that later on. Okay, now it's time to define our notifications. We will define them in an array, and for that I will of course use state hook, so it must be imported also from React. So I will say constant toasts and set toasts. It will be use state, and initially it will be an empty array. Okay, and now I will have 2 functions. One is to add a toast inside our state, and one is to remove a toast. So I will say function add toast, and I will expect this function to have 2 props. First, it would be a message, That's the message that will be displayed inside the toast notifications. And the second is the type of the notification. And let's put by default info, for example. Okay, and now I will put a new toast. It will be an object. I will put a new toast object inside our toasts array. So I will say set toasts. First, I will have, of course, a previous state, and I want to return. First, I want to put a new toast because I want my new toast to be at the top of my notifications array. So I will say array that will first have my toast object, but I'm gonna need some ID for my objects. Therefore, I will create a constant called ID, and it will be, for this demo purposes, it will be date.now. I think it's good enough. We cannot, with small probability that we can type the same button in the same millisecond twice, so it's good enough. If you want, feel free to use some library to generate your IDs, or if you're using a database, you can have a database hooked with your project. Even better, you will have a proper ID. But for our purposes, I think this is a good enough. So my new toast object would have ID field. It will have a message field that will be passed to a function as an argument, of course, and of course it will have a type field. Okay, so I will put a new toast object into my array, and then I want to copy all of the other objects in my array, so I will be copying my previous state. Okay, and I will let's close this. I will also add a function to auto remove my toast after some time, so I will say set timeout. I will be calling a function I'm about to create called remove toast. So I will have a function that calls this function remove toast, and to which I will pass the toast ID, and as a timer I will put, for example, 5000 milliseconds. I want my toast to be gone after 5 seconds. Okay, now let's create that function. So function remove toast. Of course, it has an ID as an argument, and this function will update my toast states. I will say prev state, and I'll return that prev state array filtered. So I will say that filter. Let's say for each toast, I want to return all of them. In fact, that toast.id is not equals to the ID I pass here as an argument. Okay, that's good. Now here as my value prop inside my provider, my context provider, I will pass add toast function. Okay, and now here we will map through all of our toasts inside array and display all of them. I will have them inside a div. We will put the classes later to that div. So I want for all of the toasts, I want to map, and for each toast I want to return a JSX code. In fact, I want to return my custom toast component, which first I must import. Let's say here we'll import that slash toast Okay, it's in the same folder, this one here, it's in the same folder as our toast provider. So I want to import toast. Of course, we are mapping, so in React we need a key prop. It will be our toast.id, and then I will pull out all the other props from my toast. And finally, I will define, for example, onClose prop, which will be, to which I will pass remove toast function, but I cannot say, for example, like this toast ID. I cannot do that because I need an argument. I will define another function that will call this function, just like that. Okay, and with that, our context, toast context is finished. So we define a context that will be we exporting, and we define toast provider function that returns our context provider. Now all we have to do inside the app component, I need to import toast provider and wrap all I have inside my app component inside this toast provider. So I will put my home component inside the toast provider. Why do I have an error? Oh, because I have here on return, this must be inside my return. And get rid of that. Okay, I need to save my toast provider component, of course. Okay, now we are good to go. Everything is okay now. So we wrapped all we have inside our app with our toast provider. Of course, if you have a bigger project, you will use this. You will wrap all the components you want to use your toast notifications with your toast provider. For me, I only have my home component, but that's okay. Alrighty, now let's define our toast and let's see our toast finally inside our UI. Okay, so inside our toast component, we will return a div. In fact, let's first accept all our props we are passing down. As you can see, we have a message prop, type prop. So I will accept those two, and also we are passing down onClose function as a prop to our toast component. So I will also accept that. So our toast component should have an image, but I will comment that we will add that a little bit later. Let's add a paragraph that displays the message, toast message, and of course it should have a button to close. Let's put an X for now. We will later add our custom image, and I will say on click to that button we will be calling onClose function. Okay, that should be good for now, but we still cannot see our toast notification. Let's enable that, and let's go inside our home component, and let's bind all of these buttons to appropriate toasts. But for that, I need to use context here inside this home component, and I can do it here, but I think it's a cleaner way to create a custom hook. So inside my toast folder, I will be defining useToast.js hook, and here I wanna not that. I wanna import something from React, and that something is use context hook, not callback, but context. And also I want to import our context from our ToastProvider component. Our context is called Toast context already. And now I want to export function that will be called useToast. It's our custom hook. And this hook needs to return. Simply use context hook to what we pass our toast context. Just like that, we will save that. And now inside our home component, where we want to use our hook, we need to import useToast. And here we need to use it. And here I will pull out everything we need from our useToast hook. So all we need is this add toast function that we pass to our as a value per prop to our context provider. So here I will be destructuring and pulling out our add toast function. And now finally I can we can see our toast. So on the buttons I will put on click prop, of course, and this will be add toast. I need to define a message. This is the info button, so I will say info toast, and as a type of our toast it will be info, of course. But again, I cannot do it like this. I need a function that will be calling this. Okay, and now I will copy this for every button and I will fast forward. Okay, I did the same for all the buttons. I put appropriate message and appropriate toast type. And now let's hit save, and if we haven't made any mistakes, we should be able to, when I click the buttons, I get my appropriate toast. Let's see. I will first try info toast, and here is my info toast. It should be dismissed after 5 seconds. It is. Now, of course, it's appeared like that because we haven't applied CSS classes yet. But as you can see, my toast notifications are working. They appear at the top of my array. So info success warning error. And if I try, also my on close button is working. That's wonderful. Now we only have to apply our CSS classes. If you remember from the beginning of the video, I have this toast module.css file. This is the modular file because I want all of these styles to be only scoped to my toast components. So if you have somewhere else inside your project class of toast, it won't be conflicted with this one. So first we need a toast container class, and we will be putting that inside our toast provider to this div. Okay, but first we need to import our CSS. So here let's import what is going on with this import. We need to import something from our module.css file, and that something is, you can have a name by your choice, but it's mostly styles or classes. You will see the most often. Let's say we import classes from, and that slash, it's in the same folder. So we'll say toast.module.css. Okay, just like that. And now we put the class name to our div. of course, it's an object, so we need to put classes dot, and now we need to put our toast container class, but there is a problem because I'm using a dash here. I cannot say classes dot toast container. This will cause an error. So either I need to put camel case like this, or if I want to use the class name I had, I will put square brackets here, and here put my class, but of course it has to be inside the quotes. Okay, I will hit save now. Now my div has a class name of toast container. Now let's put other classes. All the other classes we need to put inside the toast components. So I will copy this import because they are inside the same folder. Toast module. And now I will fast forward my video. Okay, now all of my classes are in place. I will save the changes. Also, I haven't saved something. Let me see. Okay, this. Okay, and of course you will have access to the CSS file inside my public GitHub repo as always. And of course, if you want, as always, make sure you can apply your own styles, even better than mine. Okay, now let's see the difference we have when we apply these classes. As you can see here on my toast container, I have two classes. One is the class of toast that is always there, and then I dynamically insert toast dash type, which is the dynamically depending on the type of our toast, which can be of course info, success, warning, or error. I have a different background colors here, as you can see. Okay, let's test it out. I will put info class, and we see it's much better now. We have our toast notifications in the shape we want. Now this slider here, it's not here by some miracle. It's in fact on each toast class here that has position relative. This is the, and of course they're sliding from the right with this animation, but on each of them I have my before pseudo element, and this element is positioned absolute at the bottom of my toast. It has a full width and the height of 4 pixels, and of course it has an animation that lasts for 4 pixels and decreases the width back to 0. Now make sure to match this duration of this animation with this timeout here. It's exactly 5 seconds. If you use another time for removing auto dismissal of your toasts, you should also have here another time for lasting of your animations. Alrighty, now one last thing, let's put an images inside my toast notifications. As you can see in my asset component, I have 4 images for different types, and I have my x.png image for removing the toasts. So inside my toasts here, I will finally put my images, and for that I need to import all of the images. I will fast forward my video. Alrighty, here are all of my 5 images I have, and here I define a constant called source, and it depends of the type of my toast. If it is a success, I'm using success image. It's error, I have error, warning, and if it's not anything of that, I use info image. And now I will apply that here as a source of my image. I will put this source constant, which will be depending of the toast type. I will get the appropriate image. As an Alt, I can say I will put backticks, and I can say dollar sign curly braces to put a type, and put icon. So it will be either success icon, error icon, warning icon, sorry, or info icon. Alrighty, and finally here inside my button I will put an image where as a source I will have X icon for dismissing our toast notification, and here I will say close icon as an alt. Okay, if we save all of that, we should be able to see our icons in action. Okay, let's try info. Whoops. What is going on? I messed something up. Let me see. I put a class name in the wrong place. That should be here inside my image. Okay. Now let's hit save. Let's try again. Of course, here is my icon image. Here is my success image. And of course, my X closing button, my warning, and my error. As you can see, all of my images are now in position. I can have as many toast notifications as I want. Everything is working as expected. Cool. Okay, with that, our toast functionality is finished. Of course, this is a silly example. You will never have buttons to display toast, but let me show you one situation where you can use these toast notifications. So inside our home component, I will comment out all of these buttons, and I will fast forward until I add, for example, a form. Okay, here is my form with one input type text and one submit button, and it's hooked to my toast action function here, where I get the value of the input. Let me save that to see what I'm talking about. So here is my input. And now I can use my notifications. For example, I can do an if checked and check if input dot length is equals to not 4, 3. If equals to 0, I can say add toast. And as a message, I can say please add some text. And of course, this is an error notification. As a type, I will put error, and I want to stop my function. And if it's not 0, if the user enters something, I can say add toast, successfully submitted, and of course type success. And then, of course, we will do something else inside our function. Let's save that and test out. I will try to submit empty form. Here is my error notification, and if I enter some text and hit submit, here is my successfully submitted notification. And I can even put a timeout, for example, and here I can have a function that calls at toast, and I can say, for example, after we successfully submit the form, we can redirect our user. So we can say redirection in progress, and of course this will be info toast, and let's say we wait for 5 seconds to finish our success toast, and then display that another toast, and then we do something else with our function. Let's test it out. So again, if I submit empty form, I get error notification. If I successfully submit the form, I get success, and after 5 seconds I get my info toast notification. Okay, cool. You can see how nice and how easy this is for implementation. If you use it in your project, you only need to copy this toast folder, and of course inside components where you want to use it, you import the hook and also just call this add toast function. And with that, I want to thank you for watching today's video. As always, if you had value, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel. I wish you a great day, goodbye, and lots of love.